So let's talk about our focusing knobs a little bit. Okay. There's a large one and a small one. The large one is the coarse adjustment, and the small one is the fine adjustment. So now let's look at our stage when I use the coarse adjustment knob. When I turn the coarse adjustment knob, what happens to the stage? It moves up and down. We're going to move the microscope slide into its perfect plane of focus. And we're going to do that by using the smallest objective, the scanning power lens, and the largest knob, the coarse adjustment. When we get to higher magnification, the objective lenses are longer. Okay. Particularly on high power, we don't want to be moving the stage a huge amount because we could actually move the slide up and possibly break it against this objective lens. So we're going to use the shortest lens where we have the most space to find that level of focus. And then most microscopes are parfocal, which means that plane of focus, that focal length, will be the same for each of the objectives. So once you use coarse adjustment to find that level of focus, you can leave the stage there and change your objectives, and you should just need to fine-tune the focus a little bit, and that's what the fine adjustment does. It moves the stage just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that stage moving as I turn this fine adjustment knob. So that gives you a little bit of a hint about the steps of focusing the microscope. The first thing that we would do to focus on a microscope slide would be to place a microscope slide on our stage. This stage has a slide holder with this arm that moves to the side, and I always tell students to make sure that the microscope slide sits back in the corner of the slide holder. This arm will actually move to the side to hold the microscope slide in place. Sometimes microscopes that we use in high school have clips where the microscope slide goes under the clips. That is not the case here. This is very close to the stage. There's not much that goes underneath it. Maybe a slip of paper width is all that's there. So you're actually just going to move it to the side in order to hold by tension the microscope slide in place. Okay, you want your condenser in the raised position. You want your iris diaphragm in its most open position. You're going to start with either the stage all the way down or all the way up. But you're going to go to one of those extremes for a starting point. You're going to start with the shortest objective, that's scanning power, and then looking through the ocular lenses, you're going to start to focus your microscope slide. And you're going to do that by turning coarse adjustment and finding that level of focus for your microscope slide. Now in the lab, we start with a microscope slide that has a letter E on it. I take a piece of paper where I've typed into the computer a bunch of E's and printed them out, and I cut them into squares and I put them on a microscope slide. And we always start by telling students to look with your naked eye from the side and write down the position of the letter E. And then once you're looking through the ocular lenses and you're focusing the microscope, then write down what the letter E looks like. And it will be backwards and upside down because there's two sets of lenses. And so the microscope image gets reversed and reversed again. So then as students are looking through, we have them use the mechanical stage knobs. And looking in the microscope's ocular lenses, you can see that when you move the stage to the left, the image goes right. When you move the stage forward, the image comes towards you. And so there's some practice, or it takes a little bit of time to get used to the reversals that you see through your field of view.